Have you ever wondered what life will feel like if you end up alone in old age? Many people don't think about it until it happens. When loved ones move away, friends pass on, and daily life becomes quieter than ever. The truth is, aging alone can be one of the most difficult experiences. But it doesn't have to be miserable. In fact, with the right mindset and daily habits, you can create a fulfilling and meaningful life even when you're on your own. In this video, we're going to talk about 6 essential things you must do every day if you find yourself growing older alone. These habits are not just about filling time, they are about staying mentally sharp, physically active, emotionally strong, and truly enjoying your days. The difference between loneliness and peaceful solitude often comes down to the small choices you make each day. If you want to avoid misery, regret, and emotional isolation, stay with me until the end. These 6 things might just transform the way you approach aging, helping you build a life that is rich, rewarding, and completely your own. Now let's get started. Number 1, establish a daily routine. Waking up without a plan for the day can leave you feeling lost, unmotivated, and disconnected from life. As you get older, having a structured daily routine is one of the most powerful ways to maintain a sense of purpose and direction. A routine is not about filling your day with meaningless tasks. It's about giving yourself a reason to get up in the morning, a sense of stability, and a rhythm that keeps life moving forward. One of the biggest mistakes people make when they grow older is letting time slip away. Without work, family responsibilities, or social obligations, the days can blend into each other, making it easy to fall into boredom and isolation. But when you create a daily structure, you take control of your time rather than letting time control you. Your routine doesn't have to be rigid or complicated. It simply needs to include things that make you feel good, keep your mind engaged, and maintain a sense of balance. A strong morning routine is especially important. It sets the tone for the rest of the day. Getting up at the same time, making your bed, having a good breakfast, and spending time outside in the fresh air can do wonders for your mental and physical well-being. Take Robert, a 76-year-old retired engineer. After his wife passed away, he found himself waking up at odd hours, skipping meals and spending too much time sitting in front of the television. He felt like the days were slipping away and the loneliness was overwhelming. But after deciding to create a daily schedule, everything changed. He started waking up early, taking a short walk in the morning, cooking his own meals, and scheduling phone calls with family members in the afternoon. His days became more structured, his mind felt clearer, and he no longer felt like he was simply waiting for time to pass. A routine keeps you grounded, especially when life feels uncertain or lonely. It eliminates the feeling of emptiness by ensuring that every day has a flow, a purpose, and a sense of movement. Even the simplest habits, such as watering the plants at a set time, listening to music in the evening, or journaling before bed, can bring a deep sense of comfort and normalcy. If you ever feel like the days are slipping away or that life lacks structure, start small. Write down a morning routine. Plan your meals. Set aside time for hobbies or relaxation. The key is to make conscious decisions about how you spend your time, rather than letting life happen to you. A well-planned routine doesn't just fill your day, it gives your life a sense of order, meaning, and forward momentum. Number 2, prioritize physical movement. One of the biggest mistakes people make as they age is slowing down too much. While it's natural for the body to change over time, staying physically active is the closest thing to a fountain of youth. It's not just about looking fit. It's about keeping your body strong, your mind sharp, and your independence intact. When you stop moving, you start losing muscle, flexibility, and energy, which can lead to a decline in overall health. But here's the good news. You don't need to run marathons or lift heavy weights to stay active. Simple, consistent movement every day makes a world of difference. A short walk, gentle stretching, or even just standing up and moving around frequently can boost circulation, strengthen muscles, and keep your joints flexible. The goal is to keep your body engaged so that everyday activities like getting out of a chair, climbing stairs, or carrying groceries stay easy and effortless. Take Eleanor, a 78-year-old retired librarian. After retiring, she became less active, spending more time sitting and less time on her feet. At first, she didn't notice any changes, but over the years, simple tasks like bending down to pick something up or walking for long periods started feeling more difficult. She thought, I'm just getting old. But after joining a local walking group and starting light stretching every morning, she felt a difference almost immediately. Her energy improved, her posture got better, and she even started sleeping more soundly at night. Physical movement is a daily necessity, not an occasional activity. Even if you have limited mobility, there are always ways to stay active. Chair exercises, water aerobics, or even standing up and sitting down multiple times in a row can help keep your body strong and your blood flowing. The key is to make movement part of your routine, just like eating or sleeping. Another benefit? Exercise is one of the best ways to protect your brain. Studies have shown that physical activity can help reduce the risk of cognitive decline and dementia. When you move, you're not just strengthening your muscles, you're improving circulation to the brain, reducing stress, and keeping your mind engaged. If you've been inactive for a while, start small. A 5-minute walk, a few gentle stretches in the morning, a bit of light housework that keeps you on your feet. The key is to be consistent. The more you move, the easier it becomes, and before you know it, you'll feel stronger, healthier, and more energized every single day. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 3, stay socially engaged. One of the hardest parts of aging alone is the gradual loss of social connections. Friends move away, family members get busy with their own lives, and it becomes easier to spend more time alone. But isolation is one of the biggest threats to both mental and physical health. Studies have shown that loneliness can be just as harmful as smoking or obesity, increasing the risk of heart disease, depression, and even cognitive decline. The good news? You don't have to accept loneliness as part of aging. Staying socially engaged is a choice, and it's one of the most important daily habits you can develop. Even small social interactions, a short phone call, a conversation with a neighbor, or a friendly exchange at the grocery store can make a difference in your emotional well-being. Human connection is a fundamental need, and maintaining relationships should be just as much of a priority as eating well or staying active. Take Frank, an 80-year-old widower. After his wife passed away, he found himself spending more and more time alone, watching TV and waiting for the phone to ring. He told himself that his kids were busy, that his friends had their own lives, and that he didn't want to be a burden. But as the months passed, he started feeling more and more disconnected, and even the smallest tasks felt overwhelming. That all changed when he made the decision to reach out. He started calling an old friend once a week, joined a local senior group, and even signed up for an online chess club. Within a few months, he felt more alive, more engaged, and more connected than he had in years. Social engagement doesn't have to mean big events or large gatherings. It's about small, meaningful connections that remind you that you're part of something bigger. Whether it's sending a text message, inviting a friend for coffee, or joining a group that shares your interests, the key is to make socializing a daily habit. Even if you don't have close friends or family nearby, technology makes staying connected easier than ever. Video calls, online forums, and social media allow you to engage with others, no matter where you are. Many seniors have found that joining online communities gives them a sense of belonging. Even if they aren't physically surrounded by people, the world is more connected than ever. You just have to be willing to take the first step. The truth is, loneliness isn't about being alone. It's about feeling disconnected. And the best way to fight that feeling is to make an effort to engage with the world every single day. The more you reach out, the easier it becomes. And before you know it, you'll have a network of people who bring joy, conversation, and purpose into your life. Number 4, keep your mind stimulated. One of the biggest mistakes people make as they age is letting their mind slow down along with their body. Many assume that cognitive decline is just a natural part of getting older, but in reality, your brain thrives on stimulation. Just like your muscles weaken without movement, your brain can lose sharpness if it's not actively engaged. The good news? You have the power to keep your mind strong, alert, and full of curiosity no matter your age. Keeping your brain active isn't about doing complicated puzzles or learning something overwhelming. It's about engaging in activities that challenge your thinking, introduce new ideas, and keep your curiosity alive. Reading, learning a new skill, playing strategy games, writing, or even having deep conversations are all ways to keep your mind sharp and your memory strong. Take Janet, a 74-year-old former teacher. After retiring, she found herself watching TV all day, feeling like her mind wasn't as sharp as it used to be. She noticed she was forgetting small things, where she left her keys, what she planned to buy at the store. Worried about losing her mental sharpness, She made a simple change. She started reading again, doing crossword puzzles in the morning, and taking an online class in Spanish. Within weeks, she felt a difference. Her focus improved, she felt more engaged, and she even had new things to talk about when she socialized. Your brain is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. One of the best ways to keep it active is to challenge yourself with something new. Learning an instrument, trying a new hobby, or even switching up your routine can force your brain to create new connections, keeping it flexible and resilient. And it's not just about mental sharpness. Engaging your brain also helps prevent feelings of boredom and depression. When you're learning, creating, or problem solving, you feel a sense of accomplishment. That sense of progress, no matter how small, gives you a reason to look forward to each day. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 5, practice gratitude and reflection. One of the most powerful things you can do every day to maintain a sense of peace and happiness is to practice gratitude. As we age, it's easy to focus on what we've lost: people, opportunities, youth, and even health. But shifting your focus to what you still have can completely transform your mindset. Gratitude isn't about ignoring life's challenges. It's about choosing to recognize the good that still exists, even in difficult times. The simple act of reflecting on what you're grateful for every day can boost your mood, reduce stress, and even improve your physical health. Studies have shown that people who regularly practice gratitude experience lower levels of depression and anxiety, sleep better, and feel a greater sense of purpose. And the best part? It's free, easy, and only takes a few minutes a day. Take George, a 79-year-old retired firefighter. After losing his wife, he found himself dwelling on the loneliness, replaying memories of the past, and feeling like life had lost its meaning. But everything changed when he started keeping a gratitude journal. Every morning, he wrote down 3 things he was thankful for, sometimes big things like his grandchildren's laughter, and sometimes small things like a warm cup of coffee. Over time, his perspective shifted. He still missed his wife, but instead of focusing on what he had lost, he began cherishing what he still had. Reflection is just as important as gratitude. Taking time each day to sit quietly, breathe deeply, and process your thoughts can help you feel more centered and at peace. Whether it's through prayer, meditation, or simply sitting outside and appreciating the world around you, daily reflection allows you to clear your mind, reduce stress, and focus on what truly matters. If you've never practiced gratitude before, start small. Each morning or evening, take a moment to think about 3 things that made you smile that day. Maybe it's a favorite song, a good meal, or a kind word from a stranger. The more you train your mind to focus on the good, the easier it becomes to find joy in everyday life. Life will always have challenges, but your happiness isn't about what happens to you. It's about how you choose to respond. Make gratitude and reflection a daily habit, and you'll find that even in solitude, you are never truly alone. Number 6, find a way to help others. One of the fastest ways to combat loneliness and bring meaning into your life is to help someone else. It might seem like an unusual piece of advice after all. When you're feeling down or isolated, your first instinct might be to focus on yourself. But the truth is, giving to others can be one of the most rewarding ways to find purpose and joy in your own life. Helping others doesn't have to mean big, life-changing gestures. It can be something as simple as checking in on a neighbor, volunteering in your community, mentoring a younger person, or even just offering a kind word to a stranger. The key is to make giving a daily habit, a way to connect with the world and remind yourself that you still have value, wisdom, and kindness to offer. Take Margaret, an 82-year-old former nurse. After retiring, she felt like she had lost her sense of purpose. Her children were grown, her social circle had gotten smaller, and she often spent days without much interaction. But instead of letting loneliness consume her, she decided to start volunteering at a local food bank. At first, it was just a few hours a week, but before long, she found herself looking forward to it every day. She made new friends, felt needed, and most importantly, found a new sense of fulfillment. The simple act of giving creates connection. It takes the focus off your own struggles and shifts it toward making a difference, no matter how small. Whether it's offering advice, lending a listening ear, or even just sharing a smile, helping others reminds you that you still matter. Even if you're physically limited, there are still ways to give. Writing letters to old friends, mentoring younger generations online, or simply being a source of encouragement for those around you are all ways to contribute. The act of giving fills your life with a sense of purpose, keeping your spirit alive and your heart full. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 6 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Final thoughts. As we wrap up this video, take a moment to reflect on these 6 daily habits. Aging alone doesn't mean living in loneliness. It's the small, intentional choices you make every day that determine whether you feel isolated or fulfilled. Whether it's establishing a routine, staying active, engaging socially, keeping your mind sharp, practicing gratitude, or giving to others, each of these habits has the power to transform your daily life into something meaningful, rich, and rewarding. The reality is we cannot always control our circumstances, but we can control how we respond to them. Life will always change and people will come and go, but your ability to create joy, purpose, and connection remains entirely in your hands. If you commit to these habits, you will find that being alone does not have to mean being lonely. You still have so much to offer, so much to enjoy, and so many reasons to embrace each day with hope. If today's video resonated with you, ask yourself, which of these 6 things can I start doing today? You don't have to change everything all at once. Even the smallest step in the right direction can create a ripple effect that changes your entire outlook on life. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Have you ever wondered if your daily naps might be doing more harm than good? As we age, many people find themselves sleeping more during the day. Whether it's a short afternoon nap, dozing off while watching TV, or simply resting after a meal. While it might seem harmless, excessive daytime sleep can have serious effects on your health, especially after the age of 70. In this video, we're going to explore 6 surprising ways daytime sleep affects your body and mind. From disrupted sleep patterns to potential risks for heart, health, and cognitive decline, the impact of too much daytime rest goes far beyond just feeling groggy. If you've noticed yourself napping more frequently or struggling with fatigue, even after a full night's sleep, this video is for you. But here's the good news. Not all naps are bad. The key is knowing how much is too much and how to make sure your sleep habits are actually helping, not harming, your overall well-being. Stay with me until the end, because understanding these 6 effects might just change the way you think about daytime sleep forever. Now let's get started. Number 1 disrupts nighttime sleep. A good night's sleep is one of the most important things for your health, but too much daytime sleep can throw off your entire sleep cycle. Your body runs on an internal clock known as the circadian rhythm, which regulates when you feel awake and when you feel tired. When you nap too often during the day, your body gets confused. It no longer knows when it should be resting and when it should be active. This can lead to difficulty falling asleep at night, waking up frequently, or feeling restless in the early morning hours. Many older adults fall into a pattern where they nap in the afternoon, struggle to fall asleep at night, and then feel tired the next day, repeating the cycle over and over again. It becomes a frustrating experience, one where you sleep more but feel less rested. Instead of waking up refreshed, you wake up groggy, needing another nap just to get through the day. Take Walter, a 75-year-old retired mechanic. He started taking short naps after lunch, telling himself it was just for a few minutes. But over time, those naps got longer. Soon, he was struggling to fall asleep at night, tossing and turning until the early hours of the morning. The more he napped during the day, the harder it became to get real deep sleep at night. Eventually, his sleep schedule became so irregular that he never felt fully rested, no matter how many hours he spent in bed. The key to healthy sleep isn't just about the number of hours. It's about when and how you sleep. Short naps, 20 to 30 minutes, can be refreshing and beneficial. But long, frequent daytime sleep confuses your body and makes it harder to get the deep, restorative rest you actually need. If you find yourself staying up later than usual, waking up multiple times during the night, or feeling exhausted despite getting enough sleep, Your daytime naps might be the reason why. Number 2, increases risk of cognitive decline. A sharp mind is one of the most valuable things you can protect as you age. But excessive daytime sleep can actually increase the risk of cognitive decline. While getting enough rest is essential for brain function, too much sleep, especially during the day, can have the opposite effect, leading to memory problems, slower thinking, and even a higher risk of dementia. Studies have shown that seniors who take long or frequent naps during the day are more likely to experience confusion, forgetfulness, and difficulty concentrating. One reason for this is that when you nap, too often you're spending less time in the deep, restorative sleep that your brain needs at night to process information and clear out harmful toxins. If your nighttime sleep becomes fragmented, your brain doesn't get the chance to fully recharge, which can lead to faster cognitive decline over time. Take Helen, a 78-year-old former school teacher. She always prided herself on having a sharp memory. But over the years, she started noticing small lapses, forgetting names, misplacing items, and struggling to recall simple details. She also realized she was napping more than usual, sometimes dozing off in the middle of conversations or while watching TV. After speaking with her doctor, she learned that excessive daytime sleep was interfering with her brain's ability to function properly. By adjusting her sleep habits and reducing her daytime naps, her memory and focus noticeably improved. Your brain needs mental stimulation and a structured sleep pattern to stay sharp. When you sleep too much during the day, you spend less time engaging in activities that keep your mind active, like reading, problem solving, or socializing. This lack of stimulation, combined with poor nighttime sleep, can speed up cognitive decline and make it harder to stay mentally alert. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 3, weakens heart health. Your heart works tirelessly to keep you going, but too much daytime sleep can actually put it at risk. Research has shown that long daytime naps, especially those lasting over an hour, are linked to higher blood pressure, irregular heart rhythms, and an increased risk of cardiovascular disease. While occasional naps can be beneficial, excessive daytime sleep can lead to imbalances in blood, circulation, and metabolic processes that keep your heart strong. One of the reasons excessive napping affects heart health is because it often signals poor sleep quality at night. If you're sleeping too much during the day, it likely means you're not getting enough deep, restorative sleep at night, causing your body to compensate. But this constant fluctuation between wakefulness and sleep can strain your heart, leading to higher levels of stress hormones, increased inflammation, and greater risks of heart-related issues. Take George, a 74-year-old retired postman. For years, he enjoyed his daily afternoon naps, thinking they were just part of getting older. But when he went for a routine checkup, his doctor noticed his blood pressure was rising despite his healthy diet and active lifestyle. After reviewing his habits, they realized that his frequent, long daytime naps were disrupting his nighttime sleep, causing spikes in blood pressure and increased fatigue. Once he made an effort to limit his naps and improve his sleep at night, his energy improved and his heart health stabilized. Your heart thrives on consistency and balance. When your sleep schedule is irregular, your body's natural rhythms, including those that regulate blood pressure and heart function, become disrupted. This makes it harder for your heart to function efficiently, putting you at greater risk for long-term cardiovascular problems. The good news is you can protect your heart by making small changes to your sleep habits. If you feel the need to nap, aim for a short, refreshing nap of 20-30 minutes, ideally before mid-afternoon. This will help prevent disruptions to your nighttime sleep, while still giving you the energy boost you need. By keeping your sleep patterns steady and your heart health in check, you'll feel stronger, more energized, and better prepared for the years ahead. Number 4, reduces physical activity levels. As we age, staying active becomes even more important for maintaining strength, balance, and overall well-being. But too much daytime sleep can gradually reduce your physical activity levels, leading to muscle loss, slower metabolism, and decreased mobility. While a short nap can refresh your energy, excessive napping can leave you feeling sluggish, making it harder to stay active throughout the day. One of the biggest risks of frequent daytime sleep is that it replaces movement. If you're spending more time napping, you're spending less time walking, stretching, or engaging in activities that keep your body strong. Over time, this lack of movement leads to weaker muscles, reduced flexibility, and a greater risk of falls and injuries. Your body thrives on movement, and the less you move, the harder it becomes to regain strength. Take Paul, a 77-year-old retired carpenter. He used to spend his mornings walking around his neighborhood, tending to his garden and staying busy with small home projects. But as he started taking longer naps during the day, he noticed himself becoming less motivated to stay active. Before he knew it, a short rest after lunch turned into hours of inactivity, and his once strong legs started feeling weaker. When he finally realized how much his naps were affecting his energy, he made a commitment to replace nap time with short walks and light stretching instead. Within weeks, he felt stronger, more alert, and far more in control of his health. When you reduce movement, your metabolism slows down, making it easier to gain weight and harder to burn energy efficiently. Muscles that aren't used regularly start to weaken, making everyday tasks like getting up from a chair, climbing stairs, or carrying groceries feel more difficult than they should. This decline happens gradually, and for many people, they don't realize it's happening until they've already lost significant strength. The best way to prevent this is to balance rest with movement. If you feel the need to nap, set a timer for 20-30 minutes and then get up and move around after resting. Prioritizing activity, whether it's walking, light stretching, or simple household tasks, keeps your body engaged and prevents the negative effects of prolonged inactivity. Your body was designed to move, and by staying active, you can maintain your independence, mobility, and overall vitality for years to come. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 5 affects mood and mental well-being. Your emotional health is just as important as your physical health, and excessive daytime sleep can take a toll on your mood, motivation, and overall mental well-being. While napping might seem like a way to rest and recharge, too much daytime sleep can actually leave you feeling more fatigued, disconnected, and even depressed. One of the reasons for this is that long naps can interfere with your body's natural production of serotonin and dopamine, 2 key neurotransmitters that help regulate mood. When your sleep patterns become irregular, your brain has a harder time producing these feel-good chemicals, which can lead to increased irritability, lower motivation, and a general sense of unease. Over time, this can turn into social withdrawal, decreased interest in activities, and even symptoms of depression. Take Nancy, a 73-year-old widow. After her husband passed away, she started napping more during the day, telling herself it helped pass the time. But as the weeks went on, she noticed she felt less like herself. She lost interest in hobbies she once enjoyed, found herself skipping social gatherings, and felt more isolated than ever. Her afternoon naps, instead of refreshing her, were making her feel even more drained and disconnected. It wasn't until she made an effort to replace naps with short walks and time spent with friends that she noticed a dramatic improvement in her mood. Another way excessive daytime sleep affects mental health is by disrupting your body's exposure to natural light. Sunlight plays a huge role in regulating your internal clock and boosting mood. And when you spend too much time sleeping indoors, you get less exposure to the daylight your brain needs to function at its best. This can contribute to seasonal affective disorder (SAD), chronic fatigue, and overall emotional imbalance. It's important to recognize that sleep and mood are deeply connected. When you sleep too much during the day, your body struggles to maintain a healthy sleep-wake cycle, which can lead to emotional ups and downs, increased anxiety, and an overall decline in mental resilience. If you find yourself feeling down, low energy, or unmotivated, consider adjusting your sleep habits before assuming it's just part of aging. One of the best ways to keep your mood stable is to replace excessive daytime sleep with meaningful activities. Instead of lying down for a long nap, try calling a friend, going for a short walk, or engaging in a hobby that brings you joy. These small changes can boost your energy, keep your mind engaged, and prevent the emotional slump that often comes with too much sleep. The key is to find balance. Rest when needed, but don't let naps replace the activities that give life meaning and purpose. By staying engaged, active, and mindful of your emotional health, you'll find yourself feeling more vibrant, motivated, and connected to the world around you. Number 6 alters blood sugar levels. Your body relies on a delicate balance to regulate blood sugar, but excessive daytime sleep can disrupt this process, increasing the risk of insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes. While short naps can provide an energy boost, long or frequent naps can interfere with the body's ability to process glucose efficiently, leading to unstable blood sugar levels. This is especially concerning for older adults, as maintaining steady blood sugar is crucial for sustained energy, mental clarity, and overall metabolic health. One of the reasons this happens is that prolonged daytime sleep reduces physical activity. When you move less, your body becomes less efficient at processing glucose, causing blood sugar spikes after meals and increasing the risk of metabolic disorders. Additionally, irregular sleep patterns, such as sleeping too much during the day and struggling to sleep at night, can lead to hormonal imbalances that make it harder for your body to regulate blood sugar properly. Take Frank, a 76-year-old retired truck driver. He never had issues with blood sugar in his younger years, but as he got older, he found himself napping more during the day. Over time, he noticed he felt more sluggish, struggled with weight gain, and experienced increased cravings for sugary foods. At his next doctor's visit, he was surprised to learn that his blood sugar levels were higher than normal. After making a few changes, limiting his daytime naps, increasing light activity, and focusing on a consistent sleep schedule, his blood sugar stabilized and he felt more energetic throughout the day. Excessive daytime sleep also affects your body's insulin sensitivity. When you oversleep, your body produces less adiponectin, a hormone that helps regulate blood sugar and reduce inflammation. Lower levels of this hormone have been linked to higher risks of insulin resistance, making it harder for your body to process sugars efficiently. Over time, this can contribute to weight gain, increased fatigue, and a higher likelihood of developing type 2 diabetes. The key to maintaining stable blood sugar levels is to balance sleep with movement. If you find yourself feeling tired during the day, try replacing long naps with gentle stretching, short walks, or light household activities to keep your metabolism engaged. Additionally, establishing a consistent nighttime sleep schedule can help regulate your body's internal rhythms, reducing the need for excessive daytime sleep. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 6 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Final thoughts. As we wrap up this video, take a moment to reflect on what we've covered today. While daytime naps can feel like a natural part of aging, too much sleep during the day can have unintended consequences. It can disrupt your nighttime sleep, affect your heart health, increase the risk of cognitive decline, reduce physical activity, impact your mood, and even interfere with blood sugar levels. Understanding these effects can help you make better choices for your long-term health and well-being. The good news is that you don't have to eliminate naps altogether. Just find the right balance. A short, refreshing nap of 20-30 minutes can provide an energy boost without disrupting your natural sleep cycle. But if you find yourself needing long or frequent naps to get through the day, it may be a sign that your nighttime sleep needs improvement or that your daily routine needs more movement and engagement. So here's the question. Have you noticed any of these effects in your own life? If so, what small change can you make today to improve your sleep habits and overall well-being? Sometimes the smallest adjustments, like setting a timer for naps, increasing light activity, or maintaining a regular bedtime, can have a huge impact on how you feel every day. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Have you ever found yourself giving and giving, only to realize that some people never truly appreciate it? As we get older, we tend to become more generous with our time, advice, and even money, wanting to help those around us. But the hard truth is that not everyone deserves your kindness. Some people will drain your energy, take advantage of your generosity, and leave you with nothing in return. In this video, we're going to talk about 4 types of people you should never help in your old age. These are the individuals who will use your goodwill against you, making you feel obligated, guilty, or even financially strained. The worst part, they often disguise their intentions so well that you may not even realize it until it's too late. If you want to protect your peace of mind, financial security, and emotional well-being, you need to know who to avoid helping, no matter how much they beg, plead, or try to convince you otherwise. Stay tuned until the end because these 4 types might just change the way you see. Certain people in your life, and knowing how to handle them, can save you from years of stress and regret. Now let's get started. Number 1, the chronic taker. Some people in life have a habit of always taking, but never giving back. They come to you when they need something, whether it's money, time, or favors. But the moment you need support, they're nowhere to be found. These are the chronic takers, and if you're not careful, they'll drain you of your resources without a second thought. At first, they may seem like they genuinely appreciate your help. They thank you, they act grateful, and they promise they'll repay the favor someday. But time passes and you start to notice a pattern. They never offer to help you in return. They never check in on you unless they need something. And when they do reach out, it's always about what you can do for them, not the other way around. One of the biggest mistakes older adults make is assuming that helping someone repeatedly will eventually change them. You might think, if I just give them one more chance, maybe they'll finally get back on their feet. But chronic takers don't operate that way. They see kindness as a weakness to exploit, not as something to appreciate. Take Joe, a 72-year-old retired carpenter. His younger cousin, who had always struggled with money, frequently came to him for loans. Every time the cousin had an excuse. He lost his job, his car broke down, he had unexpected bills. Joe, being generous, kept helping, thinking he was doing the right thing. But years passed and nothing changed. The cousin still made poor financial decisions, still borrowed money, and still never repaid a dime. Joe finally realized that his generosity wasn't helping. It was enabling. The chronic taker does not learn responsibility because they don't have to. As long as someone like you keeps bailing them out, they'll never change their behavior. They rely on the kindness of people who don't know how to say no. And when the well runs dry, they'll simply move on to the next person who will give them what they want. If you recognize someone like this in your life, it's time to stop giving. You don't need to be rude, and you don't need to explain yourself. A simple, "I'm not in a position to help right now," is all it takes. You don't owe them anything, not after years of one-sided generosity. The sooner you set boundaries, the sooner you can protect your own well-being and ensure that your kindness is directed toward people who actually deserve it. Number 2, the emotional manipulator. There are people in life who never ask for help directly, but instead, they make you feel guilty until you offer it yourself. They know exactly how to push your buttons, using guilt, pity, or even anger to make you feel like you owe them something. These people are emotional manipulators, and if you're not careful, they can make you feel responsible for their happiness, their struggles, and even their failures. You might recognize them, by the way. They frame every conversation around their suffering. They don't say, "Can you help me?" Instead, they sigh heavily and say, "I don't know what I'm going to do," waiting for you to step in and offer a solution. They drop hints about their problems, act as if they're overwhelmed, and make you feel selfish if you don't step in. And if you do try to say no, they suddenly turn cold, act disappointed, or even lash out, because to them, your boundaries are nothing more than obstacles to getting what they want. Emotional manipulators don't just drain your resources, they drain your energy. They make you feel like you can never do enough, no matter how much you sacrifice for them. The more you help, the more they expect. They never acknowledge your struggles, but they make sure you're constantly aware of theirs. And the worst part? They often disguise themselves as friends, family, or even loved ones, making it even harder to see through their tactics. Take Helen, a 68-year-old retired nurse, for example. Her longtime friend Martha had always played the role of the helpless one. Every time something went wrong in Martha's life, a broken appliance, a financial struggle, a family dispute, she turned to Helen, not for advice, but for a solution. Helen felt obligated to help, believing that good friends don't turn their backs on each other. But over time, she noticed something. Whenever Helen needed support, Martha was conveniently too busy, too tired, or simply uninterested. The friendship was completely one-sided, and Helen was exhausted from constantly trying to be the savior. Here's what you need to remember. Genuine relationships are balanced. If someone in your life only reaches out when they need something, but they're nowhere to be found when you need them, that's not friendship, that's manipulation. And if they make you feel like a bad person for setting boundaries, that's even more reason to walk away. You are not responsible for fixing everyone's problems. You are allowed to say no. You are allowed to put yourself first, and you do not have to justify your decision to anyone. The people who truly care about you will respect your boundaries, and the ones who don't, they were never really in your corner to begin with. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 3, the reckless spender. Money can be a sensitive topic, especially when it comes to family and close friends. Many older adults feel a sense of responsibility to help those they care about, especially if a loved one is struggling financially. But there's a difference between helping someone who is going through a tough time and bailing out someone who consistently makes bad financial decisions. If you're not careful, the wrong person can drain your savings and leave you in a vulnerable position, all while continuing their reckless habits. The reckless spender is the person who always seems to be in a financial crisis, but never learns from their mistakes. They live beyond their means, rack up debt, and make impulsive purchases, yet every time they run out of money, they expect you to step in and fix it. They might tell you it's just this once, but as soon as you help them, they find a way to end up in the same situation again. At first, their requests might seem reasonable. Maybe they ask for help with rent after losing a job. Maybe they say they just need a little support to get back on track. But over time, the pattern becomes clear. Their financial problems are not due to bad luck. They are due to bad decisions. And instead of taking responsibility, they rely on the kindness of people like you to keep them afloat. Take Ron, a 74-year-old retired mechanic, for example. His grandson had always struggled with money, bouncing from job to job and spending whatever he had the moment he got it. Ron wanted to help, so when his grandson asked for money to cover bills, he gave it to him, thinking it would help him get back on his feet. But months passed and nothing changed. The requests kept coming, sometimes for rent, sometimes for car repairs, sometimes for emergencies that sounded suspiciously like poor planning. Eventually, Ron realized that his financial help wasn't solving the problem. It was just allowing his grandson to continue avoiding responsibility. The hard truth is that you cannot save someone from their own financial irresponsibility. No matter how much you give, it will never be enough, because the problem isn't a lack of money. It's a lack of discipline. And if you continue to help, you're not just hurting yourself, you're enabling them. Many older adults end up in financial trouble because they prioritize helping others over securing their own future. They give out loans that never get repaid, drain their savings, trying to keep loved ones afloat, and put themselves at risk of running out of money in retirement. But here's the reality. No one is going to take care of you if you run out of money. The people you help today will not be the ones paying your bills in the future. If someone in your life refuses to manage their money responsibly, you have every right to say no. You do not owe anyone financial support, no matter how much they guilt you or how desperate they sound. Your first priority should always be protecting your own security, because in the end, the only person responsible for your well-being is you. Number 4, the perpetual victim. Some people go through life always blaming others for their problems. No matter what happens, it's never their fault. They always have a reason why things didn't work out, why they can't seem to get ahead, or why they're constantly struggling. These are the perpetual victims, and if you're not careful, they will pull you into their cycle of negativity, draining your energy and emotions in the process. At first, they may seem like they just need a little encouragement or guidance. They talk about how unfair life has been to them, how they were treated poorly by others, or how they've faced one setback after another. You listen, you sympathize, and you offer advice. But soon you start to notice a pattern. No matter what solutions you suggest, they always have an excuse for why it won't work. They're not looking for help. They're looking for validation that their life is unfair and that nothing is ever their fault. Perpetual victims often attract compassionate people who genuinely want to help. They know that if they tell a sad enough story, someone will step in and try to make things better. But no matter how much you help them, nothing ever changes. They always find themselves in the same situation, and instead of taking action, they continue to complain. Over time, you realize that your support isn't making a difference. It's just feeding into their cycle. Take Linda, a 71-year-old retired teacher, for example. She had an old friend, Karen, who was constantly struggling. One month, Karen needed help paying bills. The next, she was complaining about how unfair her boss was. Then it was how nobody supported her, how people always betrayed her, how she could never catch a break. Linda felt sorry for her, so she offered emotional support, financial help, and even introduced her to job opportunities. But no matter what Linda did, Karen always had a new complaint, a new crisis, and a new excuse. Eventually, Linda realized that Karen wasn't interested in solutions. She was only interested in sympathy. Here's the thing about perpetual victims. They do not want to change. If they did, they would take responsibility for their actions and start making different choices. But instead, they cling to their problems because being a victim gives them attention, excuses, and an easy way out. And the more you support them, the more they depend on you to keep their story alive. Helping someone who refuses to help themselves is exhausting. It drains your emotional energy, leaves you frustrated, and makes you feel like you're carrying their problems on your back. And the worst part, they will never truly appreciate your efforts because in their mind, nothing you do will ever be enough. If you have a perpetual victim in your life, the best thing you can do is step back. Stop trying to fix their problems, stop giving them endless sympathy, and stop allowing their negativity to affect your peace of mind. You are not responsible for saving someone who refuses to save themselves. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Final thoughts. As we wrap up this video, take a moment to think about the 4 types of people we've discussed. Have you encountered any of them in your own life? Maybe you felt drained by someone who constantly takes without giving back, or perhaps you've been manipulated into feeling guilty for setting boundaries. If any of these situations sound familiar, it's time to protect your well-being and stop giving your time, energy, and resources to those who don't deserve it. Aging should be a time of peace, not stress. You've worked hard, built a life, and learned valuable lessons along the way. Now is not the time to let chronic takers, emotional manipulators, reckless spenders, or perpetual victims rob you of the happiness and security you deserve. The key to a fulfilling old age is choosing where to invest your kindness wisely. Helping others isn't a bad thing, it's a sign of a good heart. But not everyone is worthy of your generosity. You are not obligated to fix other people's mistakes. You are not responsible for saving someone who refuses to save themselves. And you do not owe your time or resources to those who only take and never give back. From this point forward, make a commitment to put yourself first. Surround yourself with people who appreciate you, respect your boundaries, and add value to your life. Your time is precious. Spend it wisely. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.